A professor once told me, schools are businesses. With that in mind, there are two goals that decide your fate. In this video, I'll walk you through these two goals and how you can hit both. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Caitlin, an Oxford MBA and admissions consultant who has helped hundreds of students win interviews and offers to attend all the top business schools in the world. I want to start by telling you a quick story. When I was invited to interview for Oxford's MBA program, I decided to fly to England to do the interview in person. This was well before the pandemic. And I met with two business school professors before my interview to get their insights into the business school itself and the interview. And I'll never forget what one of those professors told me. He said, remember, schools are businesses. So answer the questions and ask your own questions with that in mind. Now that has stayed with me over the years, and it's with me even now as I am coaching students to apply to all the top business schools in the world. What this means is that schools have very specific profit-oriented goals in mind when they're reviewing applications. These goals are, number one, they want to make offers to applicants who will improve their brand. Number two, they want to make offers to applicants who will most likely say yes to the offer. Let's break these goals down. I'll start with number one, which is that schools want to make offers to applicants who will improve their brand. So the question becomes, how do we know if we're going to be improving the school's brand, and what can we do about it? So the first place that you need to look to start to get that information is the class profile page. Now, most business school programs will have one of these pages. You'll look at it and you'll see information about who gets into that program. So you'll see exactly what's the class average GPA out of 4.0. You'll see what's the class average GMAT GRE score. You'll see what percentage of students in that class are international, what percentage are first gen. You'll see the breakdown of the majors, undergraduate majors, that get admitted into that program. So they give you a lot of information that will help you understand, oh, if I have a higher than the class average GPA, I'll be bringing up the school's brand in this way. The next place you want to go to understand how you could improve the brand for the school is look at the employment report. Okay, so this is going to report on the percentage of the graduates from that program that get jobs within 3, maybe 6 months of graduating. They'll tell you the industries and break it down by percentage. They'll even list some of their employers that have hired from that program. Now, the reason that matters is if they're featuring some of those, meaning they've added the logo of those companies, then it means that they're proud of these companies hiring their graduates. So what does that mean to us? It means, well, if I've already done an internship for one of those companies, or I'm currently working for one of those companies, it means the school's gonna look at that favorably because they want to show the world that they have a connection to these top companies that they are highlighting in their employment report. The final part of this is you need to be aware that there are these international and national rankings that schools pay attention to because people pay attention to them. Okay, these are created by news and media outlets such as Financial Times, US News and World Report, LinkedIn, Poets and Quants, and Times, and they will all use a different set of criteria to rank business schools and programs. Now, why it matters is because, of course, if a school or program is well ranked on one of these lists, they want to brag about it on their website and in their marketing materials. So the important part is for you to go to those lists based on what your program is bragging about. So if they say, oh, we're number 2 in the Financial Times for the Master of Financial Economics, Then you need to go to Financial Times and you need to see, oh, what is the Financial Times ranking these programs based on? So some of the common criteria will be, what's the average salary for graduates 3 years after they graduate? What is the percentage of internationality amongst the faculty and the students, and other criteria? So make yourself aware of those. And if you look and you see, oh, well, okay, they're bragging about this average salary and I'm actually very close to that, then probably that will be a way you bring up the brand, because they'll think, oh, they're basically at our average now, so once they get the degree afterwards, they're gonna be able to command a much higher salary. So if it helps you, you can think of it like this. Schools are using admitted students as brand capital, marketing collateral, ranking leverage, future alumni prestige, and proof of selectivity. So when I'm working one-on-one with my students, I want to help them understand if they were to apply today to this program and do nothing else to their profile, would they be bringing the brand up of the school? And if not, where are the areas that they can improve? And that's what we'll work on together. So that's why I created this profile scorecard, which I've linked to in the description. It allows me to look at the credentials of my student next to the information of the school to understand where are the weak areas that we can work on. So you'll see in this spreadsheet that I have looked at the GPA of the class average GMAT GRE score. We're looking at the salary. We're looking at the prestigious companies. We're looking at the diversity of the class. All of these factors are going to influence whether you're going to be bringing the brand up. So you can take a look and see if you did nothing else to your profile, would you actually be competitive? Now, I tell my students that they need to have at least 2 star factors, which are factors that are so impressive to admissions committees, they can't just move on. They have to fixate on it for a little bit before they're actually ready to apply to that program. And if they don't have 2 star factors, that's what we're going to be working on getting before they apply. Now let's talk about golden goal number 2, which is that schools want to make offers to applicants who will most likely say yes to the offer. Now this comes down to the fact that when people who are given offers decline, schools lose money. So it's all about yield protection and offer optimization. So you have to ask yourself, how are schools managing that risk that they'll make offers and people won't accept those offers? Well, they have many different ways of measuring whether an applicant is actually really committed and connected to their community. So this is what in college admissions they call demonstrated interest. I call it the affinity score. And it's these specific data points that the admissions committees have tuned into that are going to come up through your application. So let's talk about those so that you can see how you can already start to improve your affinity score. So there are 7, and I'm going to talk through each one just really briefly so you can get an idea of what you need to do. Number 1 is demonstrated student and alumni connections. So in these applications, you'll see the section where they're asking you if you've connected with members of their community. And if so, you can put the name and the year they graduated and the program. You should never be leaving those sections blank, because people you are competing against who are also applying to these programs will list people. Now, if you don't actually know someone personally, you can reach out to current students and alumni through the website, through LinkedIn, and have conversations with these people. And then you can add their names to your application. Number 2 is the brochure for the program. Now, not every master's program will have a brochure, but if they give you the option to download a brochure that talks about the program, the stats, the curriculum, you should absolutely download that brochure, and you should use the same email address that you're going to use to open your application account. Number 3 is webinar events. So most programs nowadays will have multiple sessions online that you can attend by registering through their website. You should absolutely do that. And I would recommend at least 2, if not 3, as long as they're different kinds of sessions. And make sure when you register that you're using the same email address you use to download the brochure and to open your application. That way they can connect all of this activity back to your application. Number 4 is student or alumni endorsements. Now, these are optional. They are not the required references that you have to submit to apply to the program. These are when you meet someone as you're looking into the different programs, or if you knew someone personally that is either an alum of the program or an alum of the university, you can ask those people to send letters of endorsement to the admissions committee on your behalf. Now, there's nothing in the application that says this. There's nowhere online. It's something I know from being in the industry for so many years. So every program accepts them. Some programs even have official forms for these kinds of endorsements. So don't miss out on this opportunity to show your interest in the program. Number 5 is in-person visits. Now, this is just the campus tour. So if you are anywhere nearby the school that you're interested in applying to, you should absolutely make the effort to go and take a tour of the campus, meet with the admissions committee, sit in on a class, talk to a current student. That will send a very strong message to the admissions committees that you are really keen on their program. Number 6 is demonstrated knowledge. Now, this is what you can show in your essays and your interviews when they ask you questions like, why our program? You need to know a lot about the curriculum, the faculty, the research centers, the study abroad options, all the things that you can that will be applying to you, you should be able to highlight in these places. And number 7 is website activity. So I always tell my students, you need to go to the website, and if you see that little box pop up at the bottom asking if you want to accept cookies, if you feel comfortable sharing your information, I would say yes. Then what it allows them to do is track your activity across their website. So they can see how many times you choose to visit their website, which pages you go to, how long you stay, what links you click. All of that information is going to show them that, wow, almost every day this person's on the website looking at our information, engaging with us. That sends a very powerful message. So if you want an easy way to manage your affinity score and track it, your progress, you can use my affinity score tracker kit, and I've linked to it in the description below. So to recap, we have talked about the 2 most important goals that schools have when they're reviewing applications. We've broke each one of them down, and I've given you specific insight into how you can prove to the schools that you will satisfy both goals. I've also given you several resources you could use as you work through this process. So once you see this admissions process through the business lens, you can start to strategically engineer your outcomes. If you found this helpful, then don't forget to subscribe. I share weekly tips on how to get into the world's most competitive graduate business school programs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.